I'm pregnant, but my ex-boyfriend has vanished. Fearing the family would be disgraced, my father found a man named Lei for me in the countryside. When we first met, he stared at me, his eyes darting away, and his hands trembled as he poured water.
Do you think you'll be able to love the baby?
I do.
We met in the morning and got married in the afternoon. He didn't have a wedding ring ready at the ceremony, but I didn't care. I was just going along to please my father, my heart, still clinging to my ex-boyfriend. Lei's home was in a remote rural area, with dust accumulating outside and a simple, sparse interior. He gave me the largest bedroom with the best light. When I mentioned at the dinner table that I couldn't cook, he said nothing.
I can cook a fair bit.
When I said I wanted to buy a cookbook, he told me the nearest library was an hour's drive away. No phone, no nearby library. Disappointment welled up in me. He asked about my studies.
I was in graduate school, studying archaeology. My college thesis was Heinrich Schliemann's excavation of Troy.
He looked confused and could only get up to clear the table. I couldn't help but ask why he'd accept someone carrying another man's child.
Maybe it'd be God's will.
I closed the door and took out the photo of my ex-boyfriend inside my necklace. The next day, when I said I needed to make a call, he put down his work and drove me over an hour into town. I complained to my sister about everything here and asked about my ex-boyfriend, but she said there was no news. I tricked him into going into town to mail a letter to my sister, but it was actually for my ex-boyfriend. The doctor said the baby was 4 months old. I asked Lei if he was afraid of people gossiping.
They won't say a thing. They want the best for us.
The sound of an excavator came from outside.
What are you doing with that thing?
You said you liked swimming, he explained. I'm digging a pool so you and the baby can play in it this summer. He'd actually remembered something I'd mentioned in passing. My sister came to visit, pointing to the desolate countryside and my ill-fitting clothes, urging me to come back. She said we could spread rumors that Lei was an alcoholic. He's the kindest person I've ever met, I said, not realizing I'd already started to care about him. But I still asked my sister to send another letter to my ex-boyfriend. I picked up some old items from the bomb shelter where Lei's parents used to live, treasures to someone studying archaeology like me. The next day, though, I found that Lei had burned them. I got angry and he panicked, rushing to the well to fetch water to put out the fire. In the morning, I saw a note he'd left. If you like these junk things, there are more in the cellar. Watch out for the dust. I laughed, then cleaned the old items in the cellar and put them on display. On a snowy day, I let the dog into the house to wait for him. When he came back, he lost his temper.
Get out! Get out!
Drove the dog out and handed me a letter. It was a reply from my ex-boyfriend. He'd known I'd been lying to him all along. I went to talk to his sister and learned that my ex-boyfriend didn't even acknowledge the child was his. I know that I've hurt Lei. I plan to leave here. At the Thanksgiving table, I spoke words of gratitude, but in my heart, I was thinking about leaving. Lei blocked the door, let the dog into the house, and handed me a ring. It wasn't early, but it was just right. I burned the necklace with my ex-boyfriend's photo. When the baby was born, Lei hummed a tune his father had taught him. Watching him hold the baby, I suddenly understood. Ordinary days, it turns out, hold the most steady and solid warmth.